Hello and welcome. My name is Mike Kramer, PGA Head Professional for the City of Lakewood here at Fox Hollow and Homestead Golf Courses. I want to welcome you to our 5-part lesson series, which will be taking place here at the Fox Hollow Golf Course. We will be covering 5 aspects of the golf swing: full tee shot, chipping, putting, sand, and fairway shots. We have our PGA professionals, Bryce Tanny, assistant here at Fox Hollow Golf Course, Michael Molina, PGA Assistant Golf Professional, LPGA professional Paula Bauer, and retired head professional PGA member Craig Parzibach. They will be working with Bronco legend, Ring of Famer Haven Moses, Karl O'Keefe, owner of Divot Magazine. They will be working with Dave Muniz, owner of Mexico City Restaurant and Lounge, located by Coors Field. And finally, they will be working with Kimberly Montague, our marketing specialist. I would encourage you to sit back, enjoy, take some notes on the lessons, and we hope to see you out here practicing your swing at City of Lakewood Golf Courses at Homestead and Fox Hollow.
Dave, good morning. Thanks for being out here at Fox Hollow with me. We're going to talk about tee shots today and kind of the skills that are going to be appropriate for you to succeed on the golf course here at Fox Hollow, over at Homestead, and all the other great golf courses that we have in the area. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to be here. So we're going to talk about a few things. Step 1 being having a good grip so we can get some speed onto the ball and use our hands and our wrists right there. Usually with my golfers, I like to see with our right-handers the top 2 knuckle, the middle knuckle visible right there, or even the ring knuckle visible, so we can use our hands and wrists right there, then the right hand over. And next we'll talk about kind of where to put that ball in between our feet. Now you did a good job initially. Dave did awesome at getting the ball up nice and tall right here. So if you put his club up here, you can see that more than half of the ball is above that club head, which is what we really like to see when people are starting out with their golf. And we can always adjust tee height based on kind of tendencies later on. And so now that you got that dialed up, we want to get that ball positioned in between our feet a little bit left to center or opposite left heel. And this way we want to get the club low and then hit up onto the ball. So feet a little bit wider apart, just a 1/4 inch, there we go, about shoulder width. And yeah, point out that lead toe a little bit more, perfect. And you're looking good here, Dave. So you have a very nice setup already. Dave's come prepared to the discussion. And together what we want to do on the way back, ready? So we'll go on the way back and we want to get our right hand far away from our right ear, right there. We want to have a lot of width in our swing. Imagine that we're drawing, this is like the end of a paintbrush, and we want to make this as far away as possible while we're pointing our left shoulder down at the ground. So that's going to be our backswing thought right there, getting that right hand far away. We'll come through with some speed right there, and we always want to hear that club cracking through the air. The club gets low right here, gets up onto the tee, a degree or 2, then we swing up and we post up on our lead foot, perfect like Dave's exemplaring right here, with our hands above our left side, facing the target, right toes in the ground, holding the finish till the ball lands. Let's try to hit a few, Dave, together and see how it goes. Ready?
Ready.
All right. So nice, good job on tee height.
Knuckles?
Yep, 2 knuckles, 3 knuckles to start. Ball position, left heel, left of center, left armpit. There's a wide gap we can use. Good job with our feet. You're pointing the toes out. So Dave's remembered a lot. Right hand far away from right ear, and whoosh it. Hold that finish, hold the finish, hold the finish. Let's say you were out here, you're practicing, and you wanted to say, okay, well, I got my right hand far away, Dave, and I'm doing a good job with that. You're obviously sticking the finish, but I'm kind of hitting it kind of off center. I'm feeling that face twist right there.
Yeah, that one's kind of back here a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit on the inside. So some easy feedback, some low-hanging fruit for us right there is to hit the ball solidly. That'll always take advantage of the club head speed and the delivery that we have. And we're all built to move a certain way at a certain speed. We want to maximize that. So easy thing to do would be to grab some tees. You get that one in the middle. And so this doesn't take very long to set up right here. We're going to surround the club with a little bit of a gate. So we have a little bit of a barrier, an entry right here as to where, your club's moving around this area. We want to still be lowering the club back here hitting up on it, but we want to be passing through these two tees without touching them.
Gotcha.
So you get closer to that center of gravity, that sweet spot, and you can take advantage of the speed you have.
It's kind of a visual thing too.
It's a visual, and it's, you know, you can use it without a ball. You could swing through the gate without a ball. Go ahead and do that. Same setup. There we go. 2 knuckles, ball left to center. Good. Okay. So you could see where the club bottomed out a little bit behind, and that's all right. It's good to be aware of those things. Then we'd step in and see if we could swing through the gate and just hit the tee. Stick that finish. So we're working on solid contact. Things that we like on the course, right? It always feels good when we hit it in the center. Okay, so we could see Dave did a really wonderful job swinging through the gate. Hit the tee, it went out. He didn't hit the other 2 tees right there. Right hand was far away from the right ear, his trail ear. He accelerated through with the whoosh and stuck the finish. So we're out to a good start with our driver. Good job today, Dave. Well
Thank
done.
you, sir. Appreciate it.
Karl, we're here today to talk a little bit about the fairway shot, the approach shot coming into the greens. Karl has selected an 8-iron this morning to help us with our fairway shots. We're going to be working on that soft shot that's going to be hit to the green anywhere from probably 120 yards in, looking to hit the middle of the green. Can't stress enough when you're in the fairway and wanting to hit the green, aim to the center of the green. We don't want to be trying to hit the left side, the right side. I think it's good to work to the center of the green, give yourself plenty of room so that if you have an errant shot, you're still real handy around the green. So let's go ahead and line up to your ball. We'll go ahead and, main thing here with lining up to the ball is we're trying in the fairway and every shot is we're working out with our hands slightly in front of the club head. So we'll press our hands a little bit forward. Ball position today for that 8-iron is right in the center of his stance. The hands are forward and we're gonna go ahead and take a shot at this time. Making sure that when Karl does get through the shot, the weight is all the way forward, Karl. You're into your front side and with balance. Let's go ahead and get our grip, Karl, again, if we may. Just checking him out to make sure he does line up behind the ball. A couple things we're looking here, folks, is we're looking to get the shaft of the club to the left inside hip. Maybe bringing the right hand under just a skosh. We don't want it too far over in a weak position, so that's looking pretty good. Karl, go ahead and take a backswing back if you would, please, and stop. Stay right there, Karl, please. Maybe trying to get a little more width here in the arc and trying to stay behind the ball. We don't want to get too far forward on the ball itself because we'll get a little bit more in a pinch position. So we're going to come back down if we may. We're going to try to get a little more loft on the golf ball. We're going to tilt our shoulders back a little bit so we feel our axis. We want to be behind the ball here, Karl. This side may be a little bit higher than this side, okay, so that when you do come through, you're coming through with your hands in front. That's your impact position, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead and take a swing with that, Karl.
All right.
All right, good, 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 good. And we're working on getting all the way through the shot. Very nice.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and take one more shot here if we may. Folks, I can't stress enough, when lining up with the fairway shot, make sure you get a good solid foundation with your feet. Shaft of the club will be the left-hand hip, side of the hip. We're looking to maintain that balance with the hands in front, watching the back of the ball. Go ahead, Karl. Good, good, good. All the way through with your finish. Well, Karl, it's been a pleasure. I hope these tips have helped you.
Yeah, of course.
Can't stress enough at home, folks.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Make sure you keep your hands in front a little bit, making sure you're getting through with your shot, finishing with your balance, always making sure you're finished in the front side of your left.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Well, good morning again. Craig Parzybach here. I have the privilege this morning of working with one of Denver's finest citizens, Mr. Haven Moses. I'm going to teach you about chipping. I'm going to work with Haven. Believe me, Haven's a pretty darn good golfer, but hopefully you'll pick up on some tips that'll help you with your chipping game. So let's get started, Haven. Good morning.
Good morning, Craig. How you doing, man?
I'm doing just fine.
Great.
Now, Haven promised me that he was going to chip one in today, but I have to remind you, Haven, I do have dinner plans with Terry tonight. So
we'll make it up.
You'll make it happen. Okay.
We'll make it up.
So what we're going to work on today, Haven, is making sure that this blade gets into the grass a little bit. A lot of times golfers get back here too far on their back leg, and they're either going to hit the ground early or they're going to come up and top the ball and those are the ones that race across the green. So this edge here, it's very important that we get this into the grass and allows the ball to jump up in the air, kind of like that. So we're going to work on that with you today.
That's pretty easy.
It's not bad. So take your setup, favor your back foot a little more than the front foot. So get a little bit ahead of it. There you go. Now just make a nice swing and try and get this edge down into the grass. Beautiful, beautiful technique. Notice how the ball goes up in the air and then it releases. And as long as you can do that, the rest is just practice. So that's excellent form. Very, very nice. Notice also how Haven's lower body comes with him as he's hitting this shot. Very important that you engage your lower body, because if your lower body stays back, it gives you an awkward angle to try and approach the ball. So nip the grass, bring the lower body forward towards the target, and you're in good shape. This is the one, you're in the end zone and Craig Morton sees you. There it is. Oh my gosh, Haven, awesome, man, way to go.
I think we did it, Craig.
I can't believe you chipped it in, man.
Appreciate it, my friend.
Love working with you.
So there's no need to be intimidated by the sand. The sand shot is the one shot in golf that you don't have to hit perfectly for it to end up in a good spot. If we hit a little bit too much sand, once it hits on the ground, it's going to roll the rest of the way. If we don't hit enough sand, the ball will carry a little bit farther, but it's going to have more spin on there, so once it hits the ground, it's going to stop right away. So don't be intimidated by the sand. The two or three things we need to remember when we're in the sand is if that's going to be our target line there, what we want to do is we want to open our stance just a little bit, so we're going to aim a little bit to the left, and then we're going to set the club face down, and we're going to have the club face open to the target line just a little bit to compensate for the open stance. And all we're going to do is look at a spot about 2 inches behind the ball. That's where we want the club to enter the sand. We're going to have to swing a little bit harder than we would normally for this distance, just because we're hitting the sand, and the sand is going to push the ball out of the bunker. So we'll just swing a little bit harder, and don't even focus on the ball, just focus on that spot 2 inches behind the ball. It's all right.
I didn't hit enough sand.
Could have hit a little bit more sand. So we'll do it again.
Am I doing right, by the way, in gripping down on the wedge?
You can grip down a little bit if you like,
Okay.
or you don't necessarily have to.
Okay.
But that's our target. And then that is
Okay.
where we want the ball to enter. You can dig your feet in a little bit if you like. Get a nice solid base. Open the club face a little bit there, Kimberly. There you go. Hit the sand. Whew. There you go. Piece of cake.
Piece of cake.
Haven, we're going to talk about two of the most common mistakes that I see when putting.
Okay.
And I know you've heard time and time again, keep your head down, keep your head down. But do you understand why we tell you to keep your head down at impact? We want your shoulders to stay down.
Okay.
It's more about keeping your shoulders down versus lifting your shoulders up. Because if you lift your shoulders up, you're hitting the top half of the ball.
Right. Okay.
So ideally, I want you to keep your shoulders down and keep your eye on the ball and make sure you see the ball and the club face at impact. Great. Okay. Second mistake I see in most golfers is our follow through. We tend not to follow through, and I want you to follow through past your right foot. Now, I know you're a left-handed golfer, so for the right-handed golfers, I need you to follow through and extend past your left foot. And I want you to hold that finish. At the same time, you're keeping your shoulders down and your head down. That way you'll hit the ball in the center of the club face by keeping your shoulders down, and that will square the club face at impact, and you'll be able to accelerate through the ball at impact past that right foot. So accelerate past that right foot that impact, and hold it, hold it, hold it, perfect. So 2 things, keep your head down, which in my interpretation is keeping your shoulders down.
Right.
Keep your shoulders down and accelerate through the ball past your right foot. Make sure that club follows the ball all the way to the target. Great acceleration. Good, good. Because lots of times people tend to just jab at it.
Right.
So I need you to go straight back and all the way through past that right foot and hold it, hold it.
Good deal. I feel, you know,
What do you feel?
I can feel the acceleration. I mean, it keeps the club head pointed toward the cup, which helps to guide it a little bit better than, you know, just stabbing at it.
Perfect, yes, exactly, exactly. That's what you need to do. Good. Great, good stroke. That was a wonderful stroke.
And you know, it also, Paula, you know, kind of focused me to, or
What do you need?
gets me into a situation where I'm concentrating, you know, on the ball, and then, but I look at the hole, and then when I come back, I have that picture of the hole back there, so I really don't need to look back there, and that keeps my shoulders down, and my, you know, and helps me to get through the ball that much better.
And that's a good tip because we call it disconnecting.
Okay,
So when you're over the ball, you visualize it,
right.
keep looking, visualize it, take that one last look. Yep, one last vision, okay, and then commit to it, stroke it all the way in. Great roll, great roll,
Good job.
great.
Thank you so much, Paula.
Thanks, Haven. It was
Really,
a pleasure.
Pleasure has been mine.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
And a special thanks to all our PGA and LPGA professionals that helped out with all these clinics today. I want to thank Mike, Bryce, Paula, and everybody else that contributed, our special guests. And I look forward to seeing you out at Homestead and Fox Hollow in the near future, practicing what you learned.